Hi, I'm Dana, and I'm here to give an update on my GoFundMe for my book. I guess if I'm asking you to invest in me and my book, then you need to know a little about me and my book. So I am a single mom, and my beautiful daughter gave me a grandson. So now I'm a grandma too. They are the sunshine of my life. I was born and raised in New Jersey. I retired after 27 years of service as a probation officer. And I guess 2 days after I retired, I immediately packed up everything and moved to Georgia to be near my dad. Um, But when I got here, it was sunny and beautiful and warm, and I just started my healing journey. I told God that I wanted to be who He saw me to be because I didn't like who I saw me to be. And so far, He's told me that I am a business owner, a minister, and now a writer. So this is all since I've come. I've only been in Georgia for 2 years, and that's who God is telling me that I am. And I like her. Well, about my book, the book is seven short stories, and it's a children's book, but it's not a fairy tale book. It's a book about real life situations that kids go through. And some of those stories are my story, and some of those stories are like kids around me, like relatives and friends and like kids around me stories. Like my niece's dad died when they were really young. And so I took that, but I put me in the story. And I didn't want to write a story about them per se because they were kids. They didn't need that. So I wrote their like about their dad dying, but I put like my wild child stuff in there. So it's mine and their story. And there's other stories about domestic violence. There's a kid that is terminally ill. um, what else? Mental illness and addiction. Like there's all kinds of things. Like we don't think kids are paying attention, but they see everything, and they don't really know how to process it. And the situations are very heavy, and so we don't really know how to discuss it with them either. So this book does that for you. The book challenges the kids, like, how did this story make you feel? Were you happy or sad or mad or bored or like surprised? Like, how did the story make you feel? Trying to get them to get like think about their feelings. And then to draw, like one boy was a football player, like the boy who died was a football player. So it was like draw him in his football uniform, and now draw him with his wings. So it's like drawing, and it's like write about how that made you feel. So it's designed to evoke emotion, and but it's designed for them to have an outlet for that emotion. So the publisher told me that my book was short because it was supposed to be short stories. It wasn't supposed to be a book, I didn't think. But, so I decided, fam, that this is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to have the blank, I wanted a standalone journal to go with the book. But instead, I'm going to put those pages, those journal pages, in the story. So after each story, there's a place for kids to write about how they felt. There's a place for kids to draw because everybody doesn't draw and everybody doesn't write. And some kids write and draw. So It's just writing and drawing and reading helps me to deal with. I had a lot of feelings. I had a lot going on as a kid, and it helped me to deal with some of those things, to be able to write, to be able to draw, to be able to read. So it's like a book for them to read, but it's a book for them to act it out in too. And so I decided that since my book is short, that I'll have room to have extra pages. And so on those extra pages, I'm going to encourage the kids to like write their short story. And if their parents give them permission, they can then send them to me. And then I can write a story about how all this went down. And each one of those children whose stories get picked by the editors, I won't be picking them. Each one of those kids' stories will be, once it's published, will be a published author. Yo, that's paying it forward. That's exciting. So that's might be my next book. Kids' stories that they felt important enough to send to me. So, again, I want to say that if you have gift to write, write. If you have a story, tell your story. Somebody wants to read that. And I'm taking this publishing journey, and I'll take yours with you. And for these young people that send me their stories, imagine being 8, 9, 10, 13, already published. I got blocked out of some grants because I don't have anything published. Those kids who already have that hurdle. So I that's about my book, and that's all the reason. That's why I think you should invest in my book. This book is going to give back. This isn't just this book and it's over. The proceeds from this book are going to help other writers. So start writing, writers. Proceeds from this book, not all the proceeds, because I'm going to get some proceeds. But some of the proceeds from this book are going to go back. And when people are ready to start this journey, this publishing journey, they're going to have a little something to start with, which I didn't have. And I want to tell you that no matter how much you give, it doesn't matter, because every dollar I get offsets what I'm going to have to put out. And so, I don't want to eat peanut butter and jelly. It's not good for my blood sugar. Neither are potatoes. So whatever you give offsets that for me. And that blesses me, and later on I'll be able to bless others. And that's what I wanted to say. That's my update. I'm going to do another update in a few days with an excerpt from the book. So stay tuned. This book, it's a worthwhile investment. Invest in me. This is like Shark Tank for me. I'm trying to sell my book. Okay, thank you. Bye.